listening to the Cubecast.
All right, welcome back to the Cubecast. We're here with Tom. Tom's here with Christy, me.
Yeah, I'm here.
And we're just going to have a light conversation about our past episodes and, just go through that. And
No guest this
podcasting.
week.
No guest.
Throw back to the first episode.
Yeah. We're going to do this every so often because I feel that we should have, like a recall.
Yeah.
What just happened,
Take a breath. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, like
Catch
geez, like we've had so many. Okay, so here's our shout outs to like Tyler, Pickles, Amy, Sam, Mark, Nino, Ben, Jesse, Tyrion, and Rylan. And every single one of those were unique. I learned so much doing this podcast through those was it 11 people?
10 people.
10
Yeah,
people.
10,
It
10
just
was emptied twice, so
twice, right? Yeah.
uh,
And there's more to come.
yeah.
Like
Yeah, we're not gonna stop, not gonna be stopping.
and that's what I want to let everyone know. Like we're not specifically going to go for big names. Like big names are cool, but we also want to like the more I've been talking about community and those episodes, man, it is so cool. So like that's my kind of thing. Like if there's someone in your community or yourself in your community, if someone wants to be on our podcast, please like let us know, DM us, and we'll bring you on.
Yeah.
We'll check it out, right? So like, and that's anyone. Like it could be a beginner, it could be long time, could be, silver ages, plus ages, it could be anything. Well, whatever. Let's get you on. Let's see what's going on with you and where you're at, and we'll make it work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I guess obviously we have some questions made here for both of us to answer for people listening. So start here. What have you liked most about starting this podcast?
Well, I never really used to like it when I was younger, or even listening to leaving a message on my phone. You always sound like this somehow, you're so judgy of your own voice. But when this comes out, I'm like, before I leave the house, I'm downloading it. And when I get to work, like I'm buzzing it in. I love the sound of my voice, and I love the people that we talk to. Oh
Yeah.
man, like it's so cool. Like, and Skype is kind of weird in a way too, because you can't like, be there with the person and whatever, which is kind of cool because like how many people come to Winnipeg and how many times can I get out to where these people are at, right? But it's kind of neat, like just to get different communities, different people. I really like it, podcasting. I might do another one, something else.
Yeah. I know, like for me, I really enjoy, like I've really enjoyed talking to everyone, especially, well, I wouldn't say more so than the people in our community, but like talking to, people overseas that I wouldn't get to do that on a regular day,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or it's just even different than just like an Instagram message or something, right? Like actually getting to have conversations with people you wouldn't really normally get to is awesome. Especially I'm not like I don't know, I'm just still an introverted person, right? Like it's a good excuse for me, I think, just to actually talk to people.
Right on.
So I really like that. And I know in the past with watching like recordings of myself or whatever, hearing things me talking, I've never really liked it. I think this is helps me with that. Like I don't mind listening to episodes, all the
Mm-hmm.
recordings. So that's been good. I'm not as definitely not as weird as I was, I think, from the first episode. I don't feel as awkward.
Yeah, that's
even
the
though it does
truth.
feel a bit awkward.
That's the truth with me too. But you're gonna find that with anything, the first couple times you step into anywhere, you're gonna be awkward. Well,
Mhm.
whether it's line dancing or free running,
Yeah, that's true. Just-
those are not comparative at all. Mm.
yeah, I'm trying to think too. Like, I don't think there's anything about this whole process that I don't like.
Hmm.
It's nice to have um, this other project basically to be working on. That's although we kind of have been talking to mostly parkour people. It's not like just limited to that, but it's still parkour related for the most part. So it's uh it's really enjoyable to do when it's like I'm not training and can kind of do this and have this to look forward to, and it's still
Hmm.
at least kind of like that social aspect of parkour, right? But yeah, I can't think of like a single thing actually that I don't really like about it.
I get excited. My wife will vouch for me. Like if we're having someone on the podcast, like say Amy, for example, she'll hear me for a week, like nonstop talk about it. You know what I mean? And then I do it, and then she's like, "You're on to the next person." Nonstop talk about it. But like, I like to do my research. I like to look into this. Like
Oh
just
yeah,
these people that we've had on the podcast are just so amazing in their own unique way. Just like
yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Like oh, we'll be talking to this person next week. It's like even if it's someone that I've known for a long time, right? It's like I still go back and like, okay, let's like look at their old Instagram or the
Hmm.
YouTube.
Hmm.
Definitely brings back like that, especially with the local community here. It's like a lot of good memories and things to talk about with them. It's yeah, really interesting to see all people's media that they put out.
Yeah, I never thought I'd be doing this in my life. Like 2 years ago, when we were working together, he'd be like, "Hey, let's do a podcast." Like, pfft,
Yeah, yeah,
like no one wants to hear me. No one wants to listen to me. It's like it's not about that. It's just like, wow, like this is really um, inspirational in all sorts of aspects. Like to take yourself out of like just like parkour, you take yourself out of your comfort zone,
hmm.
and sometimes you can thrive doing that, right? So
Oh, for
I feel
sure.
good.
It's
Yeah.
like I would say I don't think it's ever really a bad thing to get out of your comfort zone and try something new,
No.
even if it's just being goofy on a camera for an hour and a half talking to someone.
No
It's
doubt.
good. I think that keeps everything very low stress, very
True that. Yeah.
not super serious interview questions.
Yeah.
It's all for fun.
Yeah, it's not going to get leaked out on the Washington Post or anything.
Yeah.
Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, we heard what you said on the Cubecast. Well, not
um,
a good influence.
so speaking of which, do you you edit it a lot? Do you still listen to it when it comes out?
Yeah, I listen to every single episode,
Cool, yeah.
even though there's the talking and then like in editing, I don't like listen to the whole thing through editing generally because I just know kind of the points to do. So I guess if people didn't know this, there's edits in these in these videos and stuff. If you watch the YouTube version
Hmm.
of this, it's more obvious. You'll see the the transition, like
Hmm.
the fade, but audio only, it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah, there's not too much editing though. It's just like if we have technical difficulties and we have to like cut something. But yeah, I listen to every episode afterwards.
Yeah, I do the same for our Instagram posts. I like listen to it and I kind of figure out what I want to post about it, like where was my kind of favorite part in the interview kind of thing, right? Or
Yeah.
talk, whatever. And then I go onto the YouTube and I try and find like a choice clip to match it, kind of thing. So
Hmm.
yeah, yeah, you're right. It gets me more involved as well. Yeah, I love every part of it. Like, who am I kidding?
I guess for people listening, if you've been liking this on Instagram, like the 1 minute clips, that's been like another part that I started doing in editing to
Hmm.
get that, kind of sound bite that makes me listen to definitely probably more of the episode when I'm editing to find a good little sound bite.
Well, that kind of brings me to whatever a pre-written question is like, would you change anything about um, interviewing after your earlier episodes, listening to them?
um, I know I have, like, when listening to our podcast where I've been like, oh, I should have like asked this, or dug into something like a little more, um, which I think I try to be aware of when listening to people now, is like, getting to like the who, what, when, where's, a lot of like of things. Um, so I think for changing something would just be actual my own ability in it, as like an interviewer, kind of like progressing that skill. Um, which I don't know, I guess people listening, that's if you've listened to all the shows, comment if you think I've gotten better
Thank you,
at it.
thank you everyone for listening.
I think I have, but you know, maybe I'm biased.
Well, it'll just get better and better, like just like anything, right? We talked about that earlier. But yeah,
Do
I
you
think
feel
you have.
something has like you would want to change something?
Well, that was a really good question. When I have been listening to it over, and I think that every episode there's a progression and maybe like not stalling, or I notice with you and we've really taken up the us. So that was
Mm,
really cool. Yeah.
right.
So noticing that and going forward and whatever, like I just think it's like a small progression, and one day
Yeah.
it's just, it's just gonna be so fluid that you won't even have to do editing probably.
Yeah. Yeah. It is, it is like a skill, right? It just develops. Just like, since we're parkour people, everything
Mm,
has to relate back to parkour. Eventually you just keep
yeah.
working that, and then the
Mm.
line working on starts to smooth out.
Man. Speaking of which, I'm just gonna go off topic. I was training in the backyard. I was working on a line, and I was pretty proud of myself. And I did get a recording of it, and then Jocko Wilkes' Good came on, and I did it to Good, and then it stopped, and I'm like, my battery died, just of course I had to come in here and do this and that. It was just like, good. I had to stop training. You know what I mean? So yeah,
It's a sound.
parkour, like it all relates back to like progressing, and sometimes you just need to stop at some certain points, or like, take a break, or that's it. It's just the one
Yeah.
take kind of
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, that's true. Don't have to don't have to force
Mm.
something that's just not happening, right?
As such in parkour, right? Like
Yeah.
you're this isn't your thing, and you're forcing yourself not to do the thing that you're not good at, and maybe it's just not your. You should practice in the gym maybe for throwing down at the Odina where you're not really comfortable in this one spot kind of thing, like
Mm.
there's always
Yeah.
places and times to excel in your own progressions.
I don't know if has that been someone's sage advice on the show? I can't remember. Of
Mm,
like, don't like force yourself to do something that day.
I
Like,
think
you
it
can
was
come back
Tyrion.
to it.
No, that wasn't Tyrion. Tyrion's is why are you doing it? Like, you ask yourself if you're doing anything, why are you doing
Yeah. we'll have to get we'll have to make like a Sage Movement coffee table book of like people's quotes, their sage advice.
Do you know, Tom,
I
when
think
you say stuff like
that's a
this,
good idea.
you say stuff like this, and you know how I run with things, and you have to pull
It's
me
gonna
back and
happen.
say, like, calm down, Christy, I was just kidding. And I'm like, I already got it made, though.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't
After
know,
enough of
like,
these episodes, you'll be able to do it.
you see, that's the thing. So Tom, I'll go off on these big ideas in Sage, and Tom will be like, "Okay, Christy, like just dial it back to reality." I'm like, "Okay," it's like, "Okay, I'm glad you're there." If not, all the money would be spent, right?
Look, we can't do everything. Yeah.
But I wanna.
Yeah. um, right there. Dang it. Did the first
You know what? I coughed, so maybe my cough cover up your. Oh no, I
And
said it.
now we talked about it, and it's this whole thing.
You gotta edit it. See, and now I
No,
swore.
this is staying
So.
in. This is a no edit episode. I'm serious. This is staying in.
Classic. A classic outtake kept in.
I guess we kind of talked about this, but was there any like particular motivation for you wanting to start this podcast?
I wasn't motivated at all.
Or just something like we kind of like talked about, and you're like, yeah, let's do it.
Basically, like,
Yeah.
have a habit of doing that. Like,
Just let's do this. Yeah. For sure.
I did this yes thing for a while when I lived in Calgary. When everyone would ask me to do anything, I'm like, I really don't want to do it. Yes, let's do it, kind of thing. So it's not that I really didn't want to do that. I didn't know what I was getting into,
Right.
kind of thing. So I'm just like, well, might as well do something with my business partner that we're really interested in, and I don't know everything about parkour, and I would like to talk to anyone who wants to talk to me about parkour. And
Yeah.
if anyone knows me, like, I'll chew your ear off and not train talking to you about parkour, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gross. That's why I don't show up at jams, because everyone no, I'm just kidding, I'm kidding.
I mean,
Um,
yeah. I think
yeah.
for me, like this starting this is like I said before, this is kind of like another aspect of, being at a actual training session with everyone, right? Like just talking to people about, the activity, these different challenges and everything is
Mm-hmm.
it's it's a great aspect of it. Like the more social side of parkour, especially not like non-parkour people won't appreciate things in the same way as other parkour people, you know? So
Yes, it's
it's
true.
a lot
Yeah.
of fun, you
It's a lot
know.
of fun.
It's and to look forward to like talking to someone I haven't, actually met yet in real life and meet them and still you kind of um you still have that connection, something to talk this thing to talk about this common goals or whatever is like it's a lot of fun. And I definitely like like building there's more of a sense of connection between places, once you get to know certain people and everything, then um yeah, I don't know, it's just fun kind of building that.
No, I know where you're going with it. I feel that the only word I can really put on it is community. It doesn't matter like who and what and where you are, as long as you're doing the same thing I'm doing with you and we can communicate and throw
Yeah.
down. That's good enough for me. Like that's like keep it simple, silly. I like to say, kiss.
Yeah. Silly, yeah, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
silly. Yeah, I know silly's better than stupid, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's that? For agreements, it's be impeccable with your words. So you wouldn't call yourself stupid. So you call
Right.
yourself silly sometimes. So
Yeah.
Powder decent.
Everyone's a little silly every once in a while.
Why not? I'm probably the silliest person you know, I bet. No, your dad's pretty silly. Your dad is a killer silly guy.
uh, he'll probably hear
I
that.
know you will. Shout out to Alan Selby. Selby. Love it. Who would you
Yeah.
like to interview in the future, Tom?
A lot of people. I mean, like everyone in the whole parkour community. Ideally, right? Like, if time wasn't a factor, I'd like doing like multiple interviews a week and everything. But
Ideally, right? That'd be so
yeah, like, I mean, I think it'd be really cool just because, like, obviously, I've been doing parkour for like half my life now, and that's going back like since before most people knew what parkour was.
Yeah.
I it'd be like some of the more old school people would be really cool to talk to kind of see where they are. Um, like Sebastian,
Mm-hmm.
well, like that'd be amazing to get to, talk to him or David Bell,
Mm.
and anyone like the Yamakaze, that'd be because those guys that was my like inspirations really when I started, and then probably more so pretty shortly after I started would be someone like Daniel Ilabaka. That'd be really, especially because he's like so known as like an actual parkour sage. At this
The
point, like he's
guy.
like a
Yeah.
guru.
The wizard.
Yeah,
Mm.
that'd be probably Danny would be like a big one I would like to do.
Well, I got a big surprise for you, Tom. Danny's behind
What?
me. Yeah, we got him here. Danny, come on
That's
up.
it. But yeah, I mean, there's so many other people too that like now all the people, a lot of people I follow on Instagram that would be really really amazing to talk to as well. But how about you? Is there anyone in mind?
You know what? When you were mentioning all those names and I faked like calling out, like my heart just started pounding. Like I can't even imagine like like Pasha. I would love to.
Yeah,
Oh man, like what's he thinking? like,
yeah.
like
That
when he's throwing down a line or a trick, like what's he thinking? Like he's thinking about a smile after he throws it down. Like
yeah,
like
yeah,
it's great. And like that's just one person. Like and then there's like Sydney Olsen and then like
oh yeah.
see now I'm just like all starstruck and I can't think of
Yeah.
anything, right? Like
I mean, yeah, it's such a diverse like community of people that are all connected through parkour, but then all of them with different, aspects of their life. Like if they're into stunts or maybe have like more of a dance type of background or circus um type of stuff, like
mm-hmm.
yeah, it's such a wide range of people.
Awesome. Yeah, I know, right? Like yeah, so I don't know. Like could you imagine like 400 episodes and we are still going and doubled up on some people but still like researching and going out and finding these gems out there, to be on our podcast that talk about whatever they're into.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a dream, like 400 episodes.
Or maybe we can keep this going long enough where someone was inspired by one of these episodes and
Mm-hmm.
started training, and then we can interview them.
Oh,
That's
it's
some,
like a parkour baby.
yeah, yeah. That's
So
some
Tom and I want to have a
foresight
parkour
right there.
baby. If anyone's
Someone get
interested out there.
inspired by this, so we can talk to you after you've been training for years.
Yeah, exactly. Like Ultra Beast. I like that Ultra.
Uh, it'll happen. We've now,
Manifested into
manifest.
reality,
So
into the holographic universe.
yeah, gonna
So it's
happen.
already happened. That's
And now we'll have
hilarious.
this clip. I'll still be editing, and I'll pull up this clip. It'll be actually so far in the future. I'll talk to my AI. I'll be like, "Hey, AI, pull up that clip."
Yeah, I'm following everything you said. That's why I was so into it, Mr. Smith.
Predicting the future. Um,
Yeah, what else we got here?
yeah. Well, do you have any moments from any of our episodes that stand out for you? Anything that's special?
Tom, every single one of them were special. Um,
That's true.
yeah,
They all
I
have
did.
been really great. I'm not just saying that.
No, I see this as like a library for lessons for me. Like every single episode, I've learned something from them. Like I learned
Mhm.
something from Ben, Mark, Sam, Nino, Amy, uh, Pickle. Even talking with Tyler and like Rylan, like Tyrion. Like Jesse, he's just a freak too. Like he's so cool. Anyway, the one that sticks out for me that really resonated with me, and it's a new approach, and I didn't know what I thought of it, so it's a good thing that you're asking. But with Amy, we talked about her being on her meds and how things change and how body type and
Oh yeah.
style and all that.
Yeah.
And there was a misconception out there through big titled podcast that don't think it's fair for whatever reason and whatever reason, and maybe the test should be testosterone more
Hmm.
than what kind of identifier you have. So,
Right.
like going forward with that, like I'm kind of really looking forward to old age because like I get more testosterone, so I can be able to throw down at my older age. So, yeah, I'm gonna lose estrogen. I get it. It happens, but I'm a different kind of thing. Everyone knows that, but let's hope for the best, right? So, I think that really stuck with me lots
Yeah, that was
because,
definitely. I mean, it's a perspective that
mm-hmm,
it just um, it doesn't get shared a lot. I
ever,
guess
yeah,
you don't really uh, hear that too much, at least not in any kind of mainstream way. But yeah, I mean, we could get into that whole topic again. I know for probably a while, but
mm-hmm,
um, yeah, there's like I know talking to people with for me. I mean, I guess it sounds weird because he's my brother, but I really enjoyed actually talking to Mark just because you know we go back so far with I mean our whole lives, but with parkour and like just talking the old memories, very nostalgic for me.
that's
So
awesome. I'm glad you got that.
that was that was a blast.
Mhm. That's cool. That's cool. It
Yeah.
was nice to in that episode. It was kind of cool to see you and him have this like I don't know. It's like I've never seen you two in having this perspective, like going back in the day and talking about something and how something relates or this, that, and the other. And I
Yeah.
was just like, this is super cool because I know what you both are talking about, but from different angles. So it's kind of
Right.
cool to see it transpire and just to be a
Yeah.
witness to it and be, a part of it is super cool. That's what I really liked about that episode too. Yeah.
Yeah. And then yeah, I mean they've all been yeah, like I said before, and a lot I think throughout this podcast. Everything's been really fun. that each has been so like taking something from each. But yeah, I don't know, a lot of fun. I kept
Mm-hmm.
like, I mean, let's say, I guess thanks again to everyone that's actually been on,
Yeah, thank you,
just come on the
everyone.
show,
Really appreciate your
take the
time.
time.
Hmm. Like it means a lot to us, and just just going forward gives us enough energy and self-confidence to keep on doing this.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's I mean, good that there's actually some people listening,
Yeah,
getting some feedback.
yeah, yeah. No, it's yeah. Let's go forward. Let's go. Let's do this. Let's uh, let's figure it out and get more people on.
Yeah. Um, I guess good point to say if anyone has made it this far in, it's don't ever be afraid to comment. Let us know your thoughts on some episodes, or
Hmm.
if there's people you want to see a lot, then we'll try to get those people on, and
Hmm.
uh, your feedback is obviously seen. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, and thank you for that,
talk
everyone.
to us.
Yeah,
Talk to
please.
us.
Yeah, yeah. We're cool. We're cool.
Cool.
Yeah. So, Tom,
Yeah.
what would be your sage advice?
I don't know if anyone's maybe people have someone said this, but if it's anything at all, not just parkour, but and we kind of mentioned this earlier too, is like just start something, even if you're unsure of that first step. Like we didn't really know what we were doing too much with this podcast, and it's been a lot of fun. Like it's maybe
Right.
not
Cool.
spectacular or anything, but you just have to start. All right, just whatever it takes, just message someone or ask for help on something. Just start the process if there's something you
Cool.
want to do. It's just, yeah, and that's the hard part too, is that first
Hmm.
step. um yeah, start doing it, and don't be afraid to make mistakes. You'll get better. Just try to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
That's my piece. Do you have some sage wisdom you've learned throughout this process or throughout life that you want to impart on all the, I want to say, Padawans out there?
Padawans.
For all the
Yeah.
Star Wars nerds out there.
Yeah, I nerded out with Star Wars. I try and hold it back, but sometimes it shows. But my sage advice, I'd say use the Force.
That's
JK,
a good one.
JK, JK. Um, well, I'd say you never know until you try it. I'm not saying that with everything. I'm just saying if you think, if anything runs through your head and you see someone doing something that you'd be like, could be movement, could be dancing, could be like, whatever, pick your thing. Just like you said, just go out and try it. If you don't like it, you don't have to commit to that one thing. Just keep on
Right.
going. Like some people like horseback riding or riding horses, and that's their thing. They had to go through all the single sports to find
Hmm.
that they liked horseback riding. So I don't know if with you, I had to go through all the sports until I found this one, and
Yeah.
this one transferred over into something else I like, which is really awesome. But I never thought when I was a kid that I would be doing this. I already knew when I was a kid I was doing parkour. I was walking and tripping and falling and cracking my head open. I was doing parkour, but I didn't know what to call it, right?
Yeah.
But here I am, right? So You never know what you're
That's
gonna be. Just go
that's
out
good
and try it.
advice. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd say it applies still to everyone, but especially younger people.
Mm.
If you're, still, just teenager or younger or whatever, and you're like not sure about parkour or any other sport, like definitely try things.
Mm-hmm.
Try things. Because then you can determine what you like and don't like about certain things, and you still will pick up skills and apply that to whatever you do in the future. So even if you do parkour when you're young, it's like you don't always have to do parkour
Mm-hmm.
dedicated, right? Like you can do other sports, and more than likely a lot of those skills you pick up in parkour are going to help you. But
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
with any sport, it's the same thing, right? Like things will carry over, and just get that experience, life experience.
There's a niche for everyone,
Mm.
and
Yeah, you'll
sometimes it's
find your
not even
thing.
there. Yeah, like people were doing parkour before they were even know it was parkour, and that was their niche. They're like, oh, I don't want to do this stuff. I like doing this
Yeah,
tumbling thing.
want
It's
to
not quite gymnastics,
jump
but
and climb on things.
yeah, I like. Yeah, so go have fun. Go have fun, no matter what.
Yeah.
Go have fun. Don't have any expectations. Just have fun because you're gonna blow your mind if you have no expectations. Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Uh,
probably yeah, definitely a level of like you should always be, you know, enjoying what you're doing to an
mm-hmm.
extent, like in anything, if you're gonna get to high enough level with any sport, there's gonna probably be things that aren't super fun to do, like certain maybe training or waking up early, or having to stay up late, certain things that maybe won't always be super enjoyable, but the overall, you should be enjoying the process of it. Because if you're not, then if you're not enjoying it, you're not
Right.
gonna stick to something long term.
I've never heard anyone complain about parkour. It's like, oh, I have to do parkour today. It's my 8th day straight, and I just don't want to do it. I know it's my job. I just
Well, I mean, it's kind of the great thing, right? Is that it's not like a scheduled thing, right? You don't have to like kind of more raw parkour in a sense, like on the street is like you don't have to book a time. You don't
right.
have to be there for that time. You can generally, if you want, just show up
Mm-hmm.
or train whenever you want, or it's all between groups of friends and or like a parkour community, and just like when does everyone want to meet up? What time works? You don't have to like be like, all right, every day at
Yeah.
3 o'clock, I gotta go
I love our chats. Our chats
do
are so,
this.
so just like, hey, is anyone around? Yeah, what are you doing? Oh, I'll be around at this time. Okay, let's show up. All right, here we go. Where are you at? Okay, we moved over here. This is the picture. Yeah, I just love it. It's great. I've never been a part of anything like that before. So
Yeah,
I want to thank the parkour community in Winnipeg. Shout out to you.
yeah, that's awesome.
Hmm.
Everyone, I mean, as we're finding out, talking to all these people, right? Even across the ocean,
That's
all
crazy.
these parkour people are awesome.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think everyone gets that if they listen to the episodes. It's like these are really chill type of people. Like maybe I want to be a part of that community.
Yeah, that's what it's all about.
Um,
Um,
any
yeah,
last
well,
words here?
that no, this has been a lot of fun. A shorter episode for everyone
Yeah,
compared
let's
to I know we've been going, hour to 2 hours for lots of these. Which again, if you're commenting, do you like the long episodes? When you're listening, do you break it down?
yeah.
Listen it
You listen
listen to it here and
sections.
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Let us know. get in contact with us if you want to be on the show.
Yeah.
Thanks for your support. Send us a picture with the T-shirt on with the Sage Movement,
Yeah,
beanie, or
rep your Sage gear.
Yeah, I want to see it. Show your gear. And you can find that at sagemovement.net.
Yeah, and I always include this in the description, but if you don't see those and you're just listening, you can actually use the code CubeCast10 and you'll get 10% off an order.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right,
Or
everyone.
follow any of the other Sage athletes. They'll have their code.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Or us.
Yeah. All right.
We got some good episodes coming up, so I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Hope you are too.
Stay tuned over these next forever and ever, but
everyone
next ones will be good.
they are. Everyone play safe and
have fun.
Thanks, Tom. See you next time.
Yeah. Okay. Bye. Bye, everyone.